All right, rise and shine, everyone. 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. Jason and Alicia with you. It's pretty chilly to start the day.
Get a cup of Joe,
Yes.
which is weird because it's been so hot and dry. But this morning I put the heat on in my car on the way in, which I was like, "What am I? Am I okay?
No.
Is that okay?"
I didn't do that. I wasn't that chilly.
I didn't have a coat. All right.
All right. I mean, I definitely had my AC on about 74. But hey, you know what though? Temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s, and guess what? Some areas for sure in the mid 40s. So hey, it might be jacket weather for you. If you think 58 is chilly, grab the jacket then. North wind at 6 miles per hour. Dew point's nice and comfortable. As you can see from that sky camera, just beautiful conditions out there. Sunny skies, not as hot today. Yesterday we hit 93, today down to 80. North winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's your morning planner. Sunshine through about 8. By 9 o'clock, partly cloudy skies. Clouds start to pass by and increase for this afternoon and evening ahead of shower chances tonight. So more on that coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Guy, thank you. Let's give you a look at the map again. All green, which is amazing. Love to see that as folks are getting up and out the door early this morning. We'll give you a traffic camera view. 94, it's Snelling, where traffic is quiet there as well. In 3 weeks, marijuana will be legal in Minnesota.
Even though retail sales won't start for a while, a small but growing number of cities are taking steps to press pause on new pot shops popping up. Mankato already passed a temporary moratorium, and within the last 12 hours, West St. Paul passed its own version. And in just a few hours here, Hopkins could do the same. So that's where Cece Gaines is live this morning with the latest. Cece.
Hey, good morning, guys. So that Hopkins City Council meeting where they're going to vote on that temporary moratorium, that's going to happen here tonight at 6:30. Now, just so you know, cities can't just outright ban these cannabis businesses, but what they can do is stall future retailers until those state licenses do end up becoming a reality. So in Hopkins here, they want to pass a 90-day moratorium on any new cannabis retail businesses that are thinking about opening. The mayor of Hopkins told us that they picked a shorter moratorium so they can prepare and also figure out what regulations look like in their city. Over in West St. Paul last night, they also passed a moratorium on new cannabis retail businesses. That's until January 2025, which is when state retail cannabis licenses become available.
Right now, people aren't coming in, but they're asking a lot of questions about, when can we get up and running and where are we going to be able to do this? And I don't think cities have answers to that yet. So.
Now, the state's Office of Cannabis Management is working on a model ordinance that cities can adopt so they don't have to start from scratch, which is what some of these cities have been doing. But coming up in 30 minutes, we are going to hear from the mayor of Hopkins just hours before this vote is supposed to take place. Guys.
All right, Cece, thank you for that. And like we just said, under 3 weeks from now, marijuana will become legal in our state. Starting August 1st, those 21 and older will be able to carry up to 2 ounces of marijuana, 8 grams of concentrate, or 800 milligrams of edibles. You'll also be able to grow up to 8 plants at home, and minor drug possession convictions will be expunged.
Well, this morning we're learning more about a woman found dead in her Hopkins apartment over the weekend. Lou Reduce has the latest on what happened.
The 33-year-old Hopkins woman found dead in her apartment Saturday was a victim of repeat domestic abuse. And police say her ex-boyfriend, who was convicted in those cases, was found there with her body. Hopkins police are treating the death of Danica Bergeson as a murder. Her ex-boyfriend, Matthew Brenneman, was charged in April and in May with abusing Danica. On June 27th, he was released from jail after pleading guilty. 11 days later, Hopkins police found Danica dead with Brenneman there. They've arrested him, but he has not been charged in her death.
This morning, we're hearing from Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara on what he knew about Officer Tyler Timberlake when MPD hired him. Chief O'Hara personally approved Tyler Timberlake's hiring months after he was acquitted of misdemeanor assault and battery while working for a department in Virginia.
Timberlake spent 6 months with MPD before his employment ended last week. O'Hara sat down with Danny Spiewak, answering questions on camera about the hiring for the first time.
Fairfax County police officer Tyler Timberlake was charged with assault and battery in Virginia in June 2020. After this video showed him using a stun gun and hitting LaMonta Gladney during a medical call. a jury acquitted Timberlake in March 2022. Months later, in January 2023, Timberlake started a new job with Minneapolis police. But news of his hiring didn't go public until the Minnesota Reformer broke the story in April. At the time, O'Hara said he was, quote, extremely concerned about what I have just learned.
I was shocked, and I gave a statement to the media very quickly, and the statement could have been clearer.
O'Hara now acknowledges that he attended Timberlake's final interview in November 2022, when he was a new chief.
I was observing the operations of the department in general, and as you can imagine, my second day on the job here was quite a whirlwind.
O'Hara says he knew Timberlake was involved in a critical incident in Virginia, but says he had not seen video of the encounter.
I did not have anything described to me related to the behavior that's obvious and apparent in that video.
But Chief O'Hara, I mean, this officer, Tyler Timberlake, was on trial for allegedly using excessive force against a black man. Were you aware of that when you signed off on this hire?
No.
You didn't know he was on trial?
No.
After the news conference, the city attorney clarified that O'Hara spoke incorrectly, saying he actually did not recall whether the trial came up during the job interview. Meanwhile, Timberlake accuses O'Hara of defaming him, and the police union says O'Hara personally assured Timberlake that, quote, he would be okay if he did good work.
I don't recall the specifics of this conversation. I was meeting literally hundreds of people in my initial days here.
Now, the union says Timberlake should still have his job and that he's fully qualified to be a police officer in Minnesota after being acquitted.
Yeah, but O'Hara says Timberlake never should have advanced through the process and that Internal Affairs will be more involved in reviewing background investigations into candidates moving forward. Developing this morning, the driver accused of crashing into a van with a husband and wife inside did not have a driver's license, just an instruction permit. Police say the 20-year-old was going almost 100 miles per hour when he crashed into Emily and John Girding's vehicle over the weekend in Robbinsdale. Emily, a mom and a teacher, died. Her husband is in the hospital in critical condition. A GoFundMe page has been set up for funeral and medical expenses and to support their two daughters. As of a few minutes ago, it's raised more than $100,000. We do have a link posted right now at KARE11.com.
6:08 on the clock. This morning, a man is waiting to be charged in Hennepin County after police say he jumped out of a plane's emergency exit door at MSP. Airport police say Jeremiah Hoskins was on a flight from Orlando Sunday night. He's accused of opening the emergency exit door, then running onto the airfield as passengers deplaned. Airport officials say police were waiting for Hoskins at the gate because he violated a restraining order and had outstanding warrants in Wright County. Officials also say police found Hoskins hiding in a food service truck at the airport and arrested him.
We take the light rail to downtown Minneapolis. Listen up. The Target Field Light Rail Station is closed for the next 9 days as Metro Transit does maintenance and upgrades. In the meantime, riders are being asked to use the Warehouse Hennepin Avenue station. Bus service will be made available during the Twin Cities Summerfest concerts happening this weekend. And as many of you are getting done with work tonight, MSP Airport will be giving its final presentation of the airport's long-term plan. It focuses on passenger needs, airplane trends, and airport infrastructure, including parking. The public is invited. There's also still time to weigh in on the plan on the airport's website. The presentation begins at 5:30 at Sabathani Community Center in South Minneapolis.
Even here at the live desk, getting all caught up with these great Amazon Prime deals. Prime Day kicked off just over 4 hours ago. It's 2 days straight of deals on what the company says is millions of products, more than any Prime event before. So right now I've got it filtered lightning deals for kids. So looking at all the toys, maybe it's time to do some Christmas in July, early holiday shopping. One thing though for kids and adults, check out this drone. 39% off right now from $279 to $169. Another big lightning deal right now is this projector that is $150 off. And a big one that I want to alert you to hasn't even dropped yet, but it's 83% off this vacuum cleaner. Actually, they have one that's about to drop and one that already has dropped. Check this out, $139. Originally $649.99, so some big savings. And again, something new this year is the ability to search on these little icons. One, you can search for small businesses. So look at these little Picasso tile toys. those are, just from some smaller businesses or companies that you can help support.
I love that. And you know you're an adult when you get excited about vacuum sales.
Yeah, the practical stuff that we all need in our lives.
I mean, but it's over $500 off. That's huge.
That is huge.
It's a big deal. All right, Eva, thank you so much. Well, this morning, the